And what are we doing? Right, well, I made a list of what we're doing, finally. So, we're going to center the tile map on the screen. So, like, right now, let's talk about where we're at, right? So we have all of our handy, like, main menu. We actually have, I'm not showing it, but I think if I hit escape, yeah, there we go. We even have a pause menu. Not that we need to pause anything in this kind of game, but it does, like, pause the scene. Although we can't, I should probably at some point in the template make it so that I can hit escape from here to, like, go back, so I can hit double escape, but I didn't do that. What happens if I hit restart? Aha. So game manager. Okay, let's add let's add that to the set of things to do. Also, looks like the formatting is messed up. Maybe we're not indented enough for the nested items. Let's try that. Check that now. No, it just doesn't like that. Okay. I'll remove the nested checkboxes then. Maybe that'll make it happy. Make restart on pause menu work. There we go. Okay, that's better. Okay, so anyway, if we restart, point being though is that we have a Minesweeper. With you know, it functions. Yep, this is a true statement. It does it does the thing. Anyway, I'm gonna try to refrain from just sitting here playing Minesweeper all day. But I guess we don't need this process there. What we do need though is we want to make it so that the tiles are centered on the screen, because it's kind of weird. It's just off in the top left corner. How will we do that? It's a question. How did I, so I did have a practice project, and I did try out some of this stuff in advance because I didn't want to just and haw on stream. So we have my little learning project here. And what did I end up doing? So we have a map, node 2D with tile map layer. And then I made a function called center tile map. And then we figure out, oh, right. So we changed the position of the tile map, and that offsets everything, right? So that all of the tile coordinates that we pass into the tile map with, like, set cell are offset by the position of the tile map. So, like, you could do that in Godot by just, like, grabbing the tile map layer and then, like, moving it. But if you do that, you have to, unless you have a fixed, like, it's always this width and height, you would have to, like, you know, it wouldn't be properly centered. You have to know, like, how many tiles there are, which is variable, right, based off of map size. So I think what I'll do is I'm just going to borrow this code that PassMe wrote, and we're going to paste that in here. And it's going to be slightly wrong because in this case I called it map instead of tile map for starters. And then width and height are not correct. We use map size, that X and Y, I think. Yeah, because the cell size is the tile size of the tile. Yeah. Map size dot x. What do we use grid width and height for? Okay, here. Like, it feels like maybe there's an opportunity to, like, a lot of these are vectors anyway. We could probably just, like, is there like a multiplication operation on vectors? I should probably know that, so let's go look at the docs. GDScript reference. Built-in types. So tell me about vector. Just look at vector 2. There's a link to some tutorials. Let's see. Yeah, operators. Okay, so we have operators defined between two vectors. Multiplies each component of the vector 2 by the component of the given vector. Right, so vector 2 of 10, 20 and 3, 4, it multiplies 10 and 30, and okay. So like all of this could just be var grid size. And then presumably this should just be something like var pos equals viewport size minus grid size divided by 2. Can we do that? And then we just set this to be pos. Presumably the subtraction operator between vectors subtracts the components. Looks like it. And then we can divide a vector by a number. Divides each component. Okay, so it's all like component wise. So I just want to make sure that none of these are going to be like, oh, it actually does some kind of like dot product or anything weird. Okay. So this is slightly more compact. If we care about that sort of thing. And all of this stuff is based on purely things that have nothing to do with the contents of the tile map and are kind of one time. So what we're going to do is we're just going to say here instead of ready, we're going to call center tile map. So when I run this should hopefully not work. Okay, so we cannot subtract a vector 2 on a vector 2i. Who knew? So like grid size. Can I use colon equal here? No, because map size is vector 2i and cell size is a I need to do it in both places to have the types, right? So now we see grid size is a vector 2i, so it has integer components, but viewport size is a vector 2, and now we get an error, right? Because now it knows that those types are that, like a build time, a compile time. Can we convert a grid size to a vector 2? What does snapped do? Returns a new vector with each component snapped to the closest multiple of the corresponding component in param step, which is required. It still returns a vector 2i. How can we convert a vector 2i to a vector? We can probably just like, okay, I think we can just do like vector 2 of grid size. There, problem solved. All right, so now new game, and it's centered on the screen. Yay! Task complete. Brilliant. Okay. So, center tile map on screen, done. Show counts of remaining mines. So, I think we want to have some little bit of UI. So we'll do that. We're going to create a new child node. It's going to be a panel container. Container that keeps its child controls within the area of a styled box. Or it could just be a container, I guess. It could be a HBox container. Right. So we have potentially multiple controls in a line. Call this HUD. And we're going to set this to anchor along the top. Full rect. No, that right. That doesn't work because the parent is a node 2D. It's not a control. So we don't have the ability to do that sort of anchoring like that. So I think what we have to do instead is we have to... Yeah, see, node doesn't have a control parent, so this stuff doesn't work. Instead, what we need to do is we just need to set the width. How do we do that? Container sizing? Is it custom minimum size? So what is our project like screen size? 1152. And we'll do like we don't need a custom minimum X because we should be able to add controls. So we're going to add a label. That's going to be mine count label. And then we'll add another label. And that'll be mine count. Right, so mine count label will be like mines left. And then mine counts will be... Let's put a 0 there temporarily. And, you know, we could add some other stuff. We could do more here, but, you know, just basics to, like, show it working rather than trying to make a polished product, right? So, then what do we need to do? Well, every time we... how should this work? How does it normally work in Minesweeper? Like, it can't be, like, we can't, if we put a flag on something, we can't just say, oh, well, we can't tell the player, oh, yeah, that's where the mine is because you put a flag on it. We effectively can only say the number of mines there are minus the number of flags you've placed. Can we... Interesting. Oh, that's a cool little embedded Minesweeper. Oh, there's a timer too. I didn't think about a timer. Okay, so apparently there are 40 mines. So this literally, it's just like, you know, obviously if I just put a bunch of flags everywhere, the number goes down. What happens if I place more flags than there are mines? Okay. Anyway. Alright. Just kind of thinking about how I want this to work. Okay. So when we place a flag, what we're gonna do, I mean, honestly, it's gonna be easy as maybe if we just keep a variable that keeps track of the number of mines and the number of flags, because the number of mines isn't going to change, and we're going to calculate that. So, and then the number of flags we will update, and then we can use that math to that, or we can subtract them to update the label. Mine count, and then flag count. So when we generate the mines, when we place them, we just set mine count to be that. There we go. Done. And then when we flag, wherever we do that, so I think I want to, let's make a function called flag tile. Yeah, that works. Flag tile has the same name as a... Oh, I see. Right. Let's change this stuff. Which way should we go? I'll change the function. Actually, we'll call it toggle flag tile. Toggle tile flag probably reads better, right? And so if it's unrevealed, we add a flag, and if it's flagged, we set it's unrevealed, and we change the flag count. And then down here, handle right click, we call that function. Toggle tile flag. There we go. And I think what we'll do is we're going to get a hold of the label. course, this is going to be inside of HUD slash. Nope. Is it mine's remaining label? No, mine count. Mine count. Okay. Great. And then I guess that only changes when we toggle the flag, right? So we don't need to do it inside of update tile map. We're just going to do it here. We're going to do mine's remaining label.text is mine count minus flag count. Okay, let's see if that works. Oh, we should initialize it. We should set it when we start. Which means I guess we should have a function to set that. Call func update HUD. Yep, there you go. And then what we'll do is we will call update HUD. And then we will also call update HUD inside of ready. No, inside of place mines, right? Because that's when we'll have the mine count. Okay. On second thought, let's change this a little bit more, right? So let's set mine count when, like, we aren't dependent on what tile the player clicks to know how many mines there are going to be. So we're going to move that into ready. Right? So we're going to know that. And that means that then the information that we needed to know to update the HUD is known at this point. There. So we start with 16 mines. That apparently that's 20% of our 81 tiles, right? And so when I flag, the number goes down. Presumably the number will go negative after I put 17 flags. Just like Google's version. Okay. So that's something. Show count of remaining mines. We did something like that. Let user pick map size. So how is this going to work? I think we want to like click new game, and then maybe we do want to make it as simple as just having a selection for size along the top. Yeah, I mean we can do that to start with, right? So let's see here. What do we have in terms of, like, is there a drop-down control? Oh, menu bar is interesting, but not what I'm looking for. Just kind of noting it's there. Item list, range, separator, okay. Base button, menu button. Okay, let's try a menu button, and we'll put this up here. And we're gonna add items. small, 9 by 9. Medium. What's medium? How big can we go? Let's see here. So we're doing like, what is this, like 700 and something pixels? But the tiles are 32 pixels. So I don't know. What is medium? Maybe medium is like 15 by 15. I'm just making this up, right? We could look at like an existing Minesweeper game and be like, oh, it's this size. Well, we'll see what large looks like. Okay, and text is map size. So on this, let's reset alignment. Ooh, can we add? I saw there was a. Oops. I think I double clicked that, thinking it would expand the option, but no. We want maybe a vertical separator. Put it there. Sure. So this has signals, right? It's a pressed signal. Doesn't really tell me. So about to pop up. Maybe when the pop-up menu of this menu button is about to show. Okay. Action mode. Toggle mode. If true, the button state is oh, I see. What does toggle mode do? If true, the button is in toggle mode. Makes the button flip state between press and unpress each time the area is clicked. Probably not. Let's just, like, without hooking up the button to any logic, let's see what the behavior is, right? So map size, and we have options. So how do we receive notification? Let's Google menu button. All right, so yeah, this is the text I saw before. It brings up a pop-up menu. Okay. All right. Is this something where we... Now, surely there's... Huh. Returns the pop-up menu contained in this button. Okay, this is not... Okay. Let's menu button difficult to use is a Reddit post. How do we know what is selected? Button.get pop-up ID pressed connect. The menu has signals. Okay. Yeah, okay. We'll do it that way then. So basically what we're gonna do is in ready, we're gonna throw another thing. We're gonna throw another thing in here, which is gonna be we're gonna get a hold of our map size menu. The menu button. what is it actually called? Menu button. Yeah, and basically what we're gonna do is based on the signal that we're gonna capture, we're gonna update map size. So we're gonna do map size menu get pop up. This code is probably wrong. This connect method on get pop up takes a signal and a callable. If we call connect, but we can also call, we can like do dot, and there's probably a signal member on the pop-up. DPI changed is a signal editor. Okay. Files dropped. Focus entered, exited. A lot of these signals presumably are like signals that are inherited, right? Because the menu button is inherits from button base or base button or whatever it's called, which inherits from control. So there's a bunch of signals in there. So I guess ID pressed. What does it say about this? Emitted when an item of some param ID is pressed. Oh, I see. Oh, right. Okay, so then connect. And then we just pass a function, which is going to be on map size menu ID pressed. I mean, I guess so. I mean, like, it's not like we have like put, like we just have text here, right? We're not putting data into the items that we're trying to read from. So this is fine. This just means that if we change the text in the editor, we need to also update here. So on map size menu ID pressed, we get the ID, and the IDs are presumed. Oh yeah, they're 0, 1, and 2. And so it's 9, 15, and 21. What if we did? I think these sizes are interesting. I might just take the AI suggestion of we'll do 16 by 16. And then we'll do 30 by whatever it said, 16. Okay. So then let me make sure I save this. Good. And then we'll run this. And then if I change the map size to medium or to large, we did it. And then I can click here. And there are 96 mines left. All right. And again, I'm not going to sit here and play Minesweeper, but you get the idea. I could sit here and play Minesweeper. All right. So it's a game of a sort. Let's keep going though. We have a little bit more time. We can maybe do 1 or 2 more things. So let user pick map size. We did it. Handle game over. Reveal map and show buttons to exit or restart. So game over is when the user hits a mine, right? So I think right now we have just like a print. Game over, you hit a mine. So instead, how do we want to do this? We actually have like this game manager object, which has a signal. It's interesting because like we could emit. Yeah, let's do. I'm not completely convinced that I want to actually mesh the game into all of this. Like we're basically not using the game manager at all right now. Like we have like a high scores mechanism and stuff that we copied in. If I emit the signal for game over, I guess nothing is consuming it. Or is stuff consuming it? No. Yes. We show... Oh, the game menu right now. We just go back to the menu. We could still do this if we wanted to. Thinking. Let's do this. So let's just be very literal here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna say if we hit a mine, reveal all tiles, update the tile map, and do something. Let's do this. Let's take this. We're gonna say game over. False. Yeah, and then we'll create a new function. Game over. And then yeah, player one, blah 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 blah. Except I want to just take what I copied from before, and we'll use that. And then what we're gonna do is we're going to add a panel container. Do I want to do this, or do I could also make a thing? Hold on, let me do this. Let's create a on ready for game over panel. Yep. Which we will add. Do a panel container. And we are going to... What are we going to do? We're going to move this center-ish. I could properly center it, but I'm not going to bother. And resize. Ooh. So big. There we go. Okay. So do something like that. Actually move it back towards the center. And then we're going to add a child node, and it's going to be label. Like, just something quick and dirty, right? Of like a child node, button, and then I guess we actually need to have like a VBox container to put the stuff in. Oops. There, like that. Below that, there we go. Label. It's gonna be game over. So pretty. All right. Let's resize this a little bit. Sure. And then the button is going to be fix it. Everything is very stretched, probably because I've set scale on something. Done something. Texture, material, process, layout. What did I do? oh yeah, transform. Right, I don't want to scale. I just want to size. Right, so we'll do like 300 by 200. It's not even necessary. 100. Go. You know, just something basic. And then we're going to attach a signal to pressed. Let's create a method. Okay, so we've gotten this, and one of the things we're going to do is we're going to hide this by default, and then we're going to get rid of the sidebar. We're going to say in our game over function, we're going to make it visible, and we're also going to make a function. Yeah, we're gonna add this. We'll come back to that. We're gonna make a function for on game over. Are we gonna add retry? Not right now. We'll come back to that. Exit rest. We're gonna trigger the game over signal. So we're gonna do game manager dot game over dot emit false. Do we need... Let's change this. Let's find where this is called. Right, we're gonna remove this. We're gonna say player hit mine true. We're gonna declare, and then potentially one of the things that we'll have to do is like provide a way to like reset all the game state for like restart. We've not really tackled that yet, but that would be a thing we would need to do. It is getting towards lunchtime though. Is there... Let's see if we can make a little of this, you know, make this all tie together a little bit. Okay, so we say player hit mine, we call game over. Game over reveals all tiles. It updates the tile map. It sets this panel to be visible, which shows the button, and the button needs to be hooked up, right? So when button is clicked, we call this. Okay, so that's hooked up. And then we need to reveal all tiles, right? So what does that mean? So for all the tiles in the map, if it's unrevealed, set it to revealed. Should that get rid of flags? I mean, surely all we really need to do is like loop over and say revealed tiles is revealed, right? Maybe like if it's a flag and there's not a mine there, do we want to just leave the flag there? No, we're just going to get rid of all the flags. We're going to set it all to be revealed, and that will show where all the mines were, right? Now, ideally what we would have is we'd have like 2 tiles for the mines. One is for the mine that we hit, and one is for the remaining mines that were not activated, that were then revealed. But this is fine. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna run this game. Hopefully I didn't break anything. We're gonna click, and I guess I'm gonna intentionally, wow, 5. There we go. Game over. All right, and so that revealed the map, and you can see the numbers, and you can see where the mines are, and that's all that. Maybe we want to position... I don't know, this is fine. It's semi-transparent. We can see what happened behind the scenes. And we hit exit, and it takes us back to here. We click new game, and new game is busted. Because it is. What's supposed to happen is that reset game state is supposed to happen. Reset game. So when we start the game, we call reset game. And I think what we need to do there is we provide a signal. Started, sure. And then we're just going to, like, we don't want the game manager to know all the details about the internals of the game. So we're just going to do game started.emit. And then in here, what we want to do is we want to say reset game void. So like ready is called when this node is added to the scene tree, but that is something that happens basically once. Like the scene is loaded and stays around even when we like game over and go back to the menu. So at least the way I've set the base template that we're using up. So all the things that are initialized that need to be reinitialized need to happen. We could probably reset like all of this stuff probably, except for maybe this could be done inside a reset game, and then we call reset game. Except we don't need to do that. Instead, what we do is we do game manager dot game started dot connect to reset game. So that will cause it so when we start the game, when the game manager says the game is started, reset game is called and it sets up all the stuff. So maybe let's quickly force in game and restart. New game. Okay, so that works. We can change the map size. We don't persist this though, so the map size will get reset when the game ends. Look at that, beautiful. There we go. Game over. Exit. New game. Okay, so on reset, we also need to hide the game over panel. There you go. Okay. Well, that's fine. Well, I'm not sure what happened there. Let's see. New game. Break it. End the game. There we go. Game over. Exit. New game. We didn't regenerate. Oh, right. There's more state that we need to clear. Right? So, we also need to set flag count back to 0. Started to false. There we go. So those were things that we were counting on their initial values being set, so we weren't setting them inside of ready. So now that we have the idea of like restarting the game, brilliant. Okay, cool. So that's a Minesweeper. So what I'm gonna do, we are going to